Hey, thanks for watching. This is Mrs. J, and today we're going to look at Autodesk Inventor for this part. It's called a square column construction block, so a kid's toy. So I'm going to make this real quick and then put it in a drawing sheet to show this annotation, and we're going to make everything in inches. So Inventor, I'm going to do a new part. And I think I want to be in just a regular practice file, nowhere else. Yeah, I'm in my practice file. Okay. It's not an assembly, so that's not important which project it's in. So we're going to do a new part. And let's start a new sketch. I have my y-axis up in case you want to be in the same orientation, y up. I'm going to actually start from this plane right here. Can't read it. I think it's XZ. But this one right here, click that. That makes sense, yeah. That way we can build up. It doesn't matter how you do it, but this will work easier. Circle tool, and we're going to drag that out. I didn't catch the dimensions, so I'm just going to click this anywhere and go back and look at that file. And I'm at the bottom. Oh, it looks like they're the same, top or bottom. Yeah, so this circle right here with a line through it means diameter. So diameter is 1¼ inches. And then this bottom part looks to be pretty thick, 0.5. The top is thinner. So 0.5. Let's go back. We said dimension tool. I'm going to click this. You want to make sure you're in inches before you do it. That's US customary. And when you're in the Inventor certification test, it'll say imperial. And that's the only one we're going to give you while you're here. So 1.25. And there you go. Well, that got humongous. Okay. I'm going to close my sketch and we'll see that it gets flat because I was on that plane. I'm going to bring it in front of me. And I want to extrude it. I think we said 0.5. Double check that when you guys get a chance. 0.5. Sorry, allergies. Okay, so we got the base, no problem. We're going to start a new sketch and we're going to put it right on the top of that. It's going to rotate in front of us and we're going to use the, actually the center point rectangle tool would be so easy here. 2-point center, that's what it's called. 3-point center, 2-point center. I don't know. 2-point center. I'm going to grab the center and then just drag it a little bit. It's probably 0.5. I'm going to type that. And we'll go back and take a look. No, doesn't really say 0.5 up, 0.5 to this hole, this hole, this hole. Doesn't say the space in between there. Oh, 2.5. So 1, 2. So that's 0.5. Doesn't say how wide it is in there. Like this part right here should say something. Oh, yeah, look at that. 0.25 right here. So 0.25. So 0.5 was correct. And I think I only got it on one side. So let me do the other one. 0.94. 0.494. 0.5. Okay, so now you got a good square in there and it's right on the center. That's easier than the, you could use the regular rectangle feature and then just make sure that you placed it using dimension tool, but we're good. Okay, let's extrude just the rectangle. It should self-select and you can drag it up or you can type in. Used to be a test question, how your increments of when you see how you drag it up, like how much space there is in between. I don't think they do that anymore. I hope they're nice about that. 2.5 seems humongous now that we're looking at it. Let's take a look. Oh no, 2.5 all the way to the top. So I only wanted, I did that wrong, right? You caught that? Okay. So it's 1 inch, 2 inches total, right? 1 inch right here, 0.5. It's not even 2 inches, is it? Yeah, let's see. 1.5. 1.75. Because to get to 2 would be 1/4. And we lost that spot here. So 1.75. If I am wrong, please come and tell me. Okay, so that's actually a great thing to do. So now you know how to edit an extrusion. We know it was the second one. We're going to come over to the model section over here, right click. We want to edit the feature, not the sketch. The feature, the sketch was great. It was just a square. But the feature, and this used to be a test question, so that was great. All right, 1.75. It looks so much better. Okay, let's get the house in front of us. And I guess it doesn't matter where we work, but I'm going to choose here. We're going to do start a, oh, I could just add a hole from here. We could add a sketch and do a circle and then put the circles here, those 3 circles, so on this picture. But because they chose to have this annotation that says diameter is a 1/4 inch through type, we want to use the hole feature just so we know how to use it and we can annotate it. If you use the circle feature, it's easy to do, but it won't allow you to do an annotation on a drawing sheet. So let's go and try that. It looks like they're all 1/2 inch apart and they're a 1/4 inch big. All right, hole. Let's see if it lets me place it anywhere. I prefer this to be in front of me. That's okay. 0.5. Oops, what happened? 0.25. I was going to say 0.5 would be not the right size. Okay, 0.25. And it should be a through hole, through all. Automatically did that. Direction. You can tell by that pink that it's cutting through, and it automatically defaulted to that. So easy peasy. We'll arrange them later, and let's see if we can do one more. Oh, we can. Nice. I haven't played with this in a while. Looks like I have the wrong type hole. I've got it on a countersink. Spot face. Oh, bell, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I think it looks like there was no specific directions in that about the hole, so I just went to a simple hole and then none for the seat choice. You can play with those to see what they look like. Through all direction, we're good. Hit OK. Kind of looks like the picture, but obviously I need to move them around, right? Let me pause for that school bell. Okay, more than one way to edit these so that they're sitting in the right place. And I'm going to use the easy way. Come over to the Model tab and go to your hole and open that, expand that. Right click, edit the sketch. Now we didn't make a sketch, but when we added those holes, it automatically placed a point and made a sketch for you. So Autodesk Inventor is intuitive like that. Let's use the dimension tool, and these are the points. I'm going to click the center of each and make sure they're 0.5 apart. Remember to take your dimensions off of your object. They do go away once you close it up, so they don't have to be perfect, but we want them out of the way. Okay, 0.5, 0.5, and I think it was 0.5 from the bottom. Let's take a look at that picture. 0.5 from here and a 1/4 inch from the top. So we're just going to double check that that's actually happening. I think I didn't do this part. And it looks like it goes from that edge. Yeah, I was off. 0.5. Now the top part should automatically be at the right dimension if we did it properly. So I'm going to click that and the top. 0.25. No need to add it. As long as you know it's correct, you're good. Finish your sketch. And that will align your holes. See them adjust a little bit. So mine look like they're not aligned down the middle. Let me see if I can rotate this a little bit. Yeah, they look awful. So let's go back in there and just line those up. I totally forgot to do that. Right click and edit the sketch and we'll get them all lined up. Okay, so we right clicked, we edit the sketch. And I think if we dimension one, we can use constraints on the other. Dimension tool. Let's click the point. You don't really have to get in there too much. It knows what it's doing. Just left click it and then click the edge of your part and then come up off the part. 0.25. Where'd that go? Let me try that again. It worked before. Oh, I must have hit it. Okay, 0.25. Sorry about that. Okay, once you have that in there, you can go to, sorry about the noise, vertical constraint. If you click on the one you just did and then the one under it, it'll line it up. I'm still in the vertical constraint. You can see by my mouse there. And then click, I'm going to have to click it again because I moved away. Click it again. It'll line them all up. And then just finish your sketch and you'll see them line up. Okay, and the last thing you're going to do is put the top on here. That should be nice and easy. Start a sketch, top left. Click on the top of this, add a circle. You can project the the bottom geometry, or you could just sort of line it up like that. See, here goes a 1.25. Finish your sketch. And then we want to extrude it. I think it was 0.25. It was different than the bottom, right? 0.25. Let me double check that. 0.25. Yeah, you're good. All done. Okay, and then you want to save it. In order to put it on a drawing sheet, you have to save it. So you can come up to the Save button, or you can do File, Save. And I'm going to call this Square Block. You can call it whatever makes you happy. Okay, then let's add color. I left-click away from the object, and I drag diagonally, right? So I left-click there, drag down to the right, adjust, add some sort of color. I think I'm going to go with pink. And now we want to hit save so the color is there, and let's do a drawing sheet. Okay, to make the new drawing sheet, come up to File, New, Drawing. I'll say use a template. Takes a minute to open, right? Let's change our sheet. We're going to come over to sheet 1 and right click, edit the sheet. And I think we want an A size, 8.5 by 11, landscape. That's how you know you've got the right one. Hit OK. And let's delete ANSI large. That's the title blocks over here. It's too large. So let's do delete. And then in order to place it back in the right size, come up to Drawing Resources, Expand It, Title Blocks, and ANSI A. We want that one and insert. It's going to populate. I don't know if I can make it larger to see. It's going to populate your information depending on what computer you're logged into down here. But you want to go ahead and add. You just double click it and you can add in your name here and your class period and all of that stuff. So double click in there and do that. I'll skip it because the video is getting too long already. Okay, so what you need to do is bring in your part and you go to base. If you have it opened, which I never closed it and the other one I saved it, it'll automatically know that's the one you want. If you don't have it opened and you're doing this later, you have to find your part by searching here. It generally defaults to the front view, and your front view belongs down here on the left. Remember, ISO, top, front, side. I can already see that it's too big, so I'm going to play with my scale. And I just dropped it to 1/2. Depends how you made it on your sheet, how it looks. From there, I can just come over and left click on the right, left click on the top right, and left click right above it. That'll give me ISO top front side automatically. If you missed that, I'm going to hit OK. If you missed those three and you already hit OK, you just go to projected. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So let's say I just put this in and I missed adding the 3. I hit projected. I click on my object and then I do the same thing. Left click, left click, left click. Right click in the center, create. It's the create feature that makes it stay. Okay, last thing you got to do is double click the right one and add color by clicking, not the pencil, shaded. Then click OK. Okay, then you just need to add annotations and you're done. Okay, so for the last part of this video, we're going to add a couple of dimensions on here. We're going to leave the isometric alone. We're going to leave the right side alone. We're just going to look at the top and the front view. So I went to the Annotate tab. I moved. We were in Place Views. I'm in Annotate. Let's do Dimension. Let's go to the top view. I want to see. Did I miss it? I missed it. Try that again. Dimension. I want the circle on the outside. You always want to drag it. You don't want a straight line. It's called a leader line. Angled and turned. See where my mouse is? And then just click. Don't be me. Click it. There you go. Okay, you can change this. There's a lot more to it. I'm giving you the basics. We're going to leave it at that. Click OK. Okay. Now let me get this up in front of you. Let's look at the front view. This will only take a second. We're going to go to the hole and thread. Because we use the hole feature, we can left click here. We're going to drag it to the right. I know the one in the lesson says through type, but we didn't end up using that one, so it's fine. because it's not a complicated part, right? Now we're just going to add these dimensions. You can copy what you see here. I think I can put it next to it. That's going to go away when I click. Okay, so dimension tool. We'll do this part right here. Sometimes you can get the whole line and sometimes you can't. It doesn't matter if it's outside of it or in between it. It's just a matter of spacing. It's no big deal. Dimension. I'm still in the dimension tool, so I'm going to come here. I wish it would go in between. It would look so much better. Hit OK. Yeah, I don't like it overlapping. I just want to stagger it just a little bit. Okay. I think if I had it larger on my screen, I could get that in there. Try, see if you can do it. If you do, teach me. I'm going to undo one, see if I can do it real quick. Dimension. I just zoomed it to try it. You don't need the video for this part. You know what you're doing now, right? Guys, that's smart. I can't do it. Okay. I know there's a way to do it. It's no big deal as long as you have your dimensions in there. Okay, 50-50. And then what else do we have on there? 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 from the bottom, and then 0.5 overall. Okay. I'm going to stagger this one as well. A little bit. You don't want them overlapping. Okay. And then I'm going to do this part. Okay. Not the most professional, but it works. What else did I miss? 0.25 right here. 0.25. Oh, overall dimensions. Always height, width, and depth, right? Yeah, that's always the thing. Okay, so dimension, top and bottom, 2.5. I think that makes one of these extra. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fine. And then here. So I want the center of this and the edge of this. I want to drag it up 0.25. There you go. Not supposed to cross your object. See how these two don't touch the object? This does not touch the object. You're not supposed to go across the object. There's no other way to indicate that here, so exceptions can be made to the rule. Okay, that's about it. That looks like a finished drawing sheet. Make sure you've double-clicked your title block and you've entered in your name and you've edited it. I think you just double-click it. Maybe it is your field text. Could be here, field text. Okay, so get that done and enjoy. Thanks for watching.